I get asked a lot by folks who are just starting out with Proloquo2Go how they can make it so that there's less buttons on a page for their beginner user. So I'm going to go through that really quickly with you. The first thing I want to make sure you do is when you're very first setting up Proloquo2Go, that under vocabulary, make sure that you don't leave it on core word. Make sure you change that to basic communication. That will help out a lot. That will give you a screen that looks like this, and then you can go from there. And then under options, the gears down at the bottom, you can go to appearance and look at what your other options are for the way that it's set up. One of your first options here is display style. Right now the pictures are in a grid, so it's on grid display style, so you can switch it to list and see that it looks like that. That's one of your choices in case that might work better for your child. And then the next one says number of columns. So you can pick less columns, and that will reduce the number of buttons per page. And then if you go down, next is advanced options, and you'll notice on number of rows it's the same as columns. So if we click on that and we change that to a lesser amount, you'll see again that also reduces the number of buttons that it shows. And then background color, I always like to change that to a darker color. It's the background behind the buttons. If you change it to a darker color, it kind of makes the buttons stand out more. I learned that on an e-learning video from Assistive Wear, and I highly recommend those. And then if you go back to button spacing, if the buttons seem too close together and they're accidentally pressing the one beside it, you can always space those apart more. You'll see how far apart they can go. So you've got that option. That's a good one. Vertical alignment just means that if you only have a couple buttons, right now they would set them at the top, but you can also choose to have them at the bottom instead. But right now the page is full, and so that doesn't matter. So right now we have it reduced all the way down to 6 buttons. But let's say that folders are still too hard for your child. If you'll notice, all of these have a tab at the top, so they're not buttons that they just press and talk. They're folders that when they touch them, they open up into something else. So if you don't want to use folders yet, you can either choose to just get rid of all these and add buttons, or if you wanted to, what you could do is go down to your pencil button, your edit, and you can look in something called storage. Storage puts everything that they think could be used on this page in a little file cabinet for you. So you're going to press that button, and you've got a lot of options. These are all folders too, but if you scroll down more, you'll find that there's some buttons, the ones that don't have tabs at the top. So let's select a few buttons that we would find helpful. I'm going to say I want would be a really good one to have on there. And how about please? Maybe you want to teach them that. And how about we pick one folder? Really good one to start with is food. So let's pick those. Now to put those on our page that we're working on, we need to take them out of storage. So we've selected the ones we want to take out of storage, but the way to put them on our page that we're working on now is to press Move to Primary. So we're going to press that, and then we're going to press All Done, and we're going to see if we scroll down that those buttons we added are down here. And there's more is on that page, and I need a break, so those are good ones. So let's say we don't want those at all though. So there's a couple different things you can do. You can either move them down to maybe work on them later, or you can put them in that file cabinet in storage in case you think that you want to use them at a later date but you don't want them visible right now, so that you can just pull them out of that filing cabinet again. So first let me show you how to move them. You're going to press your pencil edit button, and let's say we want to swap that I want folder with the I want button. So you're going to select the two that you want to swap, and you can go down and just press swap. So let's say We need to unselect the ones we don't want to move now. Let's say we want to swap more in that folder. And let's put the food folder up in this corner. Let's swap those two. So now we have I want more and food folder to maybe work on that food folder. So let's say that we don't want these folders on here at all. We just want to put those in storage. So let's just select whatever we want to get rid of, and we're going to press Move to Storage. And we're going to put them in our filing cabinet. So later on when we're on that page, if we want to press that file cabinet, we'll be able to find them again. They're not gone. So now all we have on the first page is I want more food. The child scrolls down. They have some other things. Let's say we want to move these two up. We're not going to swap them because there's no buttons where we want to move them. We just simply want to move them. The way to do that would be to press the pencil button, and then you're going to hold on a picture until it pulses or wiggles, and then you just move it. So let's move the please up there, and there we go. You'll see that that blue line here. That's the page break line, so it shows you that that's where the page ends. So we're going to press all done, and that's what we have on our page. So hopefully that's helpful for you. If you decide that inside of a folder you only want a couple buttons, let me show you how to do that. We'll open up our food folder. Let's say we just want 2 buttons to appear on this page. The way that you would do that is you would go under Pencil here. You would open up the folder so that you're in it. You go to Pencil, and then under Folder, the tab that says Folder, you're going to see that you have some options here. Under Edit View, you've got all sizes. So let's say that you want less buttons just in this folder, just to start out with. So you're going to add a 2-column view. And it's asking you if you want to create that. You're going to press OK. It's going to show you what it looks like, but for the trick is you need to go back to Folder, and you need to press Make Default View, or it won't stick. It'll change back if you press all done without doing this first. So press Make Default View, and then it asks you if you're sure you want to do that. You press OK. And when you press Done, you'll see that you've got 2 going across. Okay, so and if you want to move those down, you can move those down to get those out of the way, so that there's only 2 on a page, or you can put the 2 that you don't want into storage. So I hope that helps show you how to minimize the number of buttons per page for your kiddo that's just starting out.